Good morning. It's my pleasure to welcome you here. I'm Reverend Pam Brandman, the Senior Minister here at the Center. And we'd like to remind everyone that our Center's purpose is love. Our vision is embracing all while awakening to the one. Whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. We know that there are many paths to God, and we recognize that all these paths end in oneness and love. Thank you for spending your Sunday morning or whatever time it is this week that you spend with us. We are grateful that each of you is here with us. So we begin our service with our receptivity statement. First slide.
Just give me a sec.
And you can each repeat this. Not the slide, this is for the slide, not the music.
A receptivity statement. Do you see this?
It's a slide. Yeah, what I see is taps.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me retry that. Here we go.
Okay. So you can all speak along with me. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
I am here by a divine appointment. Something I am about to hear applies to my life. I am open, receptive, and willing to explore the possibilities. So this music this morning, this is Memorial Day. So the first part of our service, we're going to honor those that have died fighting for their country. I know Rick was speaking about that some this morning, and if we have a family member or someone that has passed away, and this is the time when we honor them. And so we begin this morning appropriately with taps. And so our practitioner this morning is Brenda Heldorn.
So we'll come into this day of remembrance. And the sound of that bugle playing that mournful tone brings home memory. And memory for us invites us to remember that there is just one source, one power, and one presence. And that one expresses itself in all the infinite variety in all creation. So recognizing and remembering that each one of us is part of this divine intelligence. In the very moment of remembering, we become the voice, the hands, the touch. We become the blessing into the world directly from Spirit. So on this day, this Memorial Day, we celebrate. We celebrate remembering all of those who have given the ultimate sacrifice for us to be here, meeting together, worshiping together, for us to have the freedoms, all the freedoms that we enjoy. The freedom to embrace one another virtually. The freedom to walk in the sunlight. And even the freedom to be miserable if that's what we choose. And knowing that all of those who have gone before, our loved ones, and all who have served our country, and even beyond, all of those throughout the world who have served their countries, their nations, their tribes, who have given of themselves for the greater good of their communities. We remember all of those souls. And we see ourselves as one. One with all of those people, regardless of their nation, regardless of the kind of sacrifice they gave. We are one with them. And so I give thanks for the remembering. I give thanks for the memorializing, the recognizing of our divine kinship. And so I say here, in this moment, in my word, that we are free. We are free. We are free. And for that I am grateful. So I release my word to the law, knowing that it has already been fulfilled in the gift and the sacrifice of all of those who have served. I allow it to be, and so it is. And so the reading this morning, Memorial Day, is to remember the soldiers who died in service to our country. The flags in Washington, D.C. are flying at half-mast this Monday for the fallen soldiers. The flags also are flying at half-mast all weekend for the more than 98,000 people in the United States and 340,000 worldwide who have died during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. And this reading is called Waking Up on Memorial Day, and it was written by John Pavlovitz. I woke up this morning thinking about you. My eyes opened and I immediately began the usual involuntary inventory of what I might do today, the assorted plans I have, what I'm going to eat, the ordinary tasks before me, All the family stuff and bills and dreams and the billion unrelated thoughts already ping-ponging around inside my head while I still rested on the pillow. And almost in an instant, I became fully aware that I was awake and alive. I realized that I am here in this bed, breathing, feeling, planning, and preparing to rise to step into all of the waiting world. And that's when I thought of you. I thought about this day and how you're missing it, about the other ones like it that you've missed before that I've never considered. I thought about how many of those days I took for granted or squandered, complaining or worrying or missing what and who was right in front of me. I thought about those who are missing you today too, the loved ones and the lovers who must settle for photographs and memories. It reminded me again of the unfathomable blessing of those who share my sacred mundane with me every day. It seems terribly insignificant, almost insulting to offer an easy thank you for your service and your sacrifice, because honestly, it's all too much for me to even comprehend. I have never died for anything. I have never spent everything on behalf of someone or something else. I am awake and alive here in this morning, and you are not. And so I will find in those truths a fitting a reply as I can to you and to your life. I will live today as a response of gratitude. I will be fully present in this day to those who share it with me. I will remember you, what you are missing, and those who are missing you. I will fight for the best version of this country that I can make. In some small way, as I run and plan and hug and laugh and eat and rest and do the act of simply living, I will remember that I am here. I will try to live well this day that you cannot. In this way, my very life will be a memorial day to yours. I am grateful that I thought of you today when I woke up. I know that I will see this day differently now. I hope that I will live it better. Thank you for opening my eyes. Thank you for waking me up. I believe we have music from Chad Wilkins now.
Let me start that over.
Love is the way, love is the path, love is the only thing that will last. Love is the way, love is the path, love is the only thing that will last. Love is the way, love is the path, love is the only thing that will last. Love is the way, love is the path, love is the only thing that will last. And what is the point if you get nothing back? There is no point, for love is around and around and around and around and around. Yeah, but what is the point if you get nothing back? There is no point, for love is around and around and around and around and around. Yeah, what is the point if you get nothing back? There is no point, for love is around and around and around and around and around. Yeah, what is the point if you get nothing back? There is no point, for love is around and around and around and around and around. Yeah, love is the way, love is the path, love is the only thing that will last. Love is the way, love Love is the only thing that will last. Mismatched, trapped by attractive distractions, caught in the clutches of a golden talon. Where is the center? Return and remember that love is around. Mismatched, trapped by attractive distractions, caught in the clutches of a golden talon. Where is the center? Return and remember that love is around. Mismatched, trapped by attractive distractions, caught in the clutches of a golden talon. Where is the center? Return and remember that love is around. And love is the way, love is the path, love is the only thing that will last. Love is the way, love is the path, love is the only thing that will last. Love is the way, love is the path, love is the only thing that will last. Love is the way, love is the path, love is the only thing that will last. And when I die, my spirit will rise, hollow bones so I can fly. Highest heaven in my eyes, love is around. When I die, my spirit will rise, hollow bones so I can fly. Highest heaven in my eyes, I am found. And love is the way, love is the path, love is the only thing that will last. Love is the way, love is the path, love is the only thing that will last. Love is the way, love is the path, love is the only thing that will.
We'll call that good.
Yeah, that was good. Oh, we're really happy to have Chad Wilkins join us today. He recorded that in Australia, where he is spending the pandemic, and so he also lives in Incline Village. So he's a local kind of a what do you call it? It's not bi-coastal, but two opposite sides of the world. And but he is, his heartfelt songs reveal a better way, really, for a generation in our transitional times on the planet. And from his, lively progressive music, and he has a lot of different genres that he crosses. Our second track today will be with his band, so we'll enjoy that as well. So his themes, as you can see, covered love, gratitude, risk, honor, and just vibrant life, right? And so it's part of that cry for spiritual transformation, each of us in our own path. And so wonderful having Chad with us this morning. So on this Memorial Day, we grieve the fallen soldiers that have served our country and died so that we can live free, that, as Brenda so beautifully described. We honor their memory by awakening to the beauty of this day and living well. And we also honor the lives of those that have been lost in the pandemic, and especially the heroes, the doctors, the nurses, the medical personnel, and the other essential people that have been working to keep us healthy and safe and well fed. And so we resolve to keep ourselves and our loved ones safe. Their spirits are all part of the one life that is God, the one life that continues to live through us. And so we cherish that one life, and we live our lives fully with gratitude. Now we circle back to our first slide for this Sunday's talk. This month we are talking about listening to your heart. And today, our fourth in the series, the talk is about the path made clear. When the vision is clear, the decision is easy. We open ourselves to divine guidance and trust it. You see, our heart is the center of our being, where the still small voice of the living spirit dwells. It is always there waiting for us to listen. When we tune into that voice, we may call it our intuition, our ability to discern what our heart is telling us, what spirit is telling us. Next slide. And so Ernest Holmes, in his book, The Power of an Idea, said, as you listen to the divine wisdom within you, you will receive your inspiration and guidance. As you speak your word, think your thoughts, or make your affirmations with complete conviction, you will discover that you are using a power that actually is, and that actually does respond to you. The spirit within you is God, the infinite source of your intelligence, wisdom, and creative power. Thank you, Joaquin. So how can we be sure that it is our divine intuition rather than our ego that's urging us on? You know, how do we know that we're in our head? Not in our head, but we're listening to spirit. So the first thing we need to make sure we've done is to align our head and our heart so that we remember that oneness. Okay, in the first two steps of prayer treatment, as we call it, we remember first that God is all there is. Everything is God. Everything in the universe, including us, that's the second step, is one with God. We are inseparable. My mind and my heart are open to a higher vision, a higher calling. When I am in that alignment, I remember that. We can see that clearly. Next slide. And so Ernest Holmes, again, this time from the book Power for Good, lesson 10, he says, there is within ourselves the answer to every question and the solution of every problem. That spirit makes the demand and will answer that demand from within. When we allow ourselves to wait for the mental storm to die down, be still and know is the secret of guidance, as it is of every problem of life. A perturbed mind can never get the correct answer. A stilled mind always can, because the answer comes from the God within. Thank you, Joaquin. And so spirit gently nudges us, calls us to a higher vision. It is always there in our hearts, persistent. It won't go away. Even when we forget about it, we try to push it away, ignore it, whatever it is. When our head and our heart are not in alignment, our vision is cloudy, obscured, and confused. We think we're alone. When we ignore that heart wisdom, that's when we sometimes feel like we got hit by a 2x4, right? But always we can come back to that strong guidance possibility a little later, because they're waiting, right? So first today, let's focus on how we tune into our heart's wisdom with ease. Essentially, we are developing a relationship with our heart. When we first get to know someone, we get to know what we think is an image of them, perhaps sometimes, rather than what is really true. So it might be true, it might be false. You know, it's like falling in love with love rather than a real person. We see someone as they want them to be, as our egos want them to be, as we think they are. And when we see someone as thoughtful, kind, and caring, they might be. Or they might be really selfish and mean. Over time, hopefully, our experience with that person will gradually reveal the truth of who they are. That is, of course, unless they are purposefully deceiving us, or we're ignoring the facts and only see what we want to see. So how do we learn who someone is from the beginning? Not have that false appearance. The answer is that we build a relationship and we listen to the person, to who they really are. We listen to what they have to say, not from our perspective, but from theirs. Right? We seek to listen to what they really are saying, to understand them at the heart level, where we are all one. Right? And the more closely we listen to them, the easier it is to recognize them for who they are, and, if appropriate, trust them. It's the same with listening to our own heart, to that spirit of within. We are seeking to build a relationship with our heart. We need to take the time to practice listening to that still, quiet voice of spirit within our heart. And the more we practice listening, the more readily we can recognize Spirit's guidance, the wisdom of our heart. When we don't listen to our heart, we have all these conflicting voices dancing around in our head, just all competing for our attention. There's all these emotions of fear, anger, love, sadness, happiness, jealousy. They can all be there. There's feelings of guilt, shame, neediness, perhaps loss, hope. So what's real? What is not? Well, how do we tell them apart? We can keep pushing and struggling until at some point we run into a brick wall that we just can't climb. Very painful, I will tell you from experience. Or we may learn that to notice just when there's that little nudge, when the things just first seem to be out of sync, that all of the lights are turning red rather than green. We can figure it out the easy way or the hard way. Wait for that brick wall to come up in front of us. But eventually, we're going to stop, the easy way or the hard way. And then we have the choice to sit still and listen to that voice of spirit within our heart, always there, always waiting for us to listen. And when we do listen to our heart, it transforms our lives. Next slide. Now in the Bible, in Psalms, we're reminded of listening, where it says, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." It's always there for us. Kenny Loggins put it this way: trust is what is bringing you joy. It's taking you someplace. You know, joy is that part, one of those clues that it's spirit speaking to us. Right? We can see what is real and what is not. Thank you, Joaquin. And so we see the spiritual truth underlying everything. We listen to that gentle dream nudging us, calling us, and we begin to see that divine possibilities rather than the obstacles. Our path becomes clear. We see the ideas that are here to support us, whose dreams synergize with our own dreams, the people that are here to support us and work together, going in the same direction. We give our heart time and space to be heard. We pray, we chant, we pray, we practice yoga and Tai Chi, whatever it is that brings us into that heart alignment. And so our hearts are inspired. We enjoy our relationship with our sweet, tender, gentle, and kind heart. And so we begin our journey by sitting quietly and listening to that soothing, patient, and loving voice of spirit within us. We are filled with peace and loving kindness. We experience wholeness and bliss, and our path is clear. You know, there might be a time when we can only see that next step and feel like we are standing out on a tiny tree limb when we have that guidance. But the tree limb will hold, and we will safely and divinely be guided to the next step and the next and the next. Now, it sounds wonderful. That's why I like to start every day with spiritual practice before I do anything else, perhaps before I even get out of bed, and definitely before I make any decision. But alas, it's really easy to get off course. Our ego wants us to succeed in the way that it thinks is best. In the ways of the world, even if it isn't in alignment with divine guidance, it's the way that the world has taught us to be successful. We can get so caught up in the doing and the achieving and the getting and reaching our goals that we forget, or we get too busy to take time to listen to our heart. And it doesn't look or feel pretty at all. When I finished graduate school in Cambridge, Massachusetts at Harvard, my future first husband, Patrick, and I were living there. I had completed my civil engineering and environmental planning degrees and had a great job working for a high-level consulting company. My mentor had seen that I was certified as an environmental mediator with the American Arbitration Association. Life was good for a while. But then Spirit knew that it was time for us to move out west again. Our hearts started to yearn for the beauty of the mountains and the wide open spaces. The escalating, and then the gentle nudges began, and then there were issues at work. I would help a team from a different department put together a proposal, and we'd win the contract, yay! And then they hired their own person to actually do the work. Different things happened, one after the other. There was a neighborhood teenage boy driving his dad's big Cadillac, and he hits Pat's car in an accident. When he lost his license, he blamed Pat. First, the boy came to our apartment door and he yelled at Pat, and on his way out of the apartment building, he keyed the wallpaper down 3 flights of stairs. Our landlord was not happy. And then the boy jabbed a screwdriver into Pat's tire one night. When he saw that Pat was able to change the tire and still get to work, a few weeks later he came back and he stabbed 2 tires. It kept getting worse and worse. I prayed for guidance and healing of this kid and our protection. The kid did go away to juvenile hall for a while, but then he was back. And still, other things kept happening. My stress kept increasing and increasing. And so the decision point came. It was time to leave. I stopped thinking about the difficulty, which was growing, and started thinking about where my heart called me to go. I started listening to my heart. And as I opened my heart, I surrendered to that call of Spirit. I felt the gentle love and reassurance that I was God's beloved daughter. Spirit was calling me to take a turn in the road. And when I looked around the corner, my path was clear. I couldn't see very far, but I could see that this was the way to go. I didn't know where I was going, but I could sense that there was freedom and joy. Now, my first husband, Pat, had completed his undergraduate degree at University of Nevada, Reno, so he suggested we look for jobs in Nevada. He wanted to return. We started sending out our resumes everywhere we could find. In August, we came out for an interview with some employers. Pat could only stay for a few days, but I stayed on by myself for some more interviews. My networking went extremely well. There were new connections, green lights every day. New slide. And then the day that I knew that this would be my new home was the day that I drove in my little turquoise blue Sunbird Pontiac rental car out to Pyramid Lake all by myself. Now, Pyramid Lake, if you haven't been there, is located 40 miles northeast of Reno, Nevada. And I headed out Highway 445. And there was only me and my little car on this narrow 2-lane road. The only other sign of civilization was a single power line. There's a little more now, but that's the way it was then. For 40 miles. And when I drove first over that mountain peak that comes over and is hiding the lake, I saw a massive blue mirror on the floor surrounded by mountains. A storm was coming in, so the sky was dramatic swirls of blue and gray storm clouds. On Tahoe Island, the pyramid in the lake was majestic as it rose across the water. I found a place to pull off the road, so I stopped and shut off the motor. It was so quiet that I could hear my heart beat. The storm was moving in as I watched the clouds get darker and darker. A few bolts of lightning crossed the sky. Soon the wind was beginning to blow and the rain poured down as I headed back towards Reno. Stop the slide now. But Pyramid Lake had worked its magic. I felt a magical sense of being at home in a place where my heart was singing. There was so much more to life that I wanted to experience, more beauty and wonder and possibilities that called to me, more than the home I had waiting for me back in Massachusetts. Within a few months, I flew back for an interview at the new Nevada MX project office and got the job. My heart was happy. I had found my new home. Now, many years later, my first husband, Pat, had died of cancer while we were living in Southern California. I had remarried, retired from civil engineering, and become a minister. My husband, Michael, and I felt that same mystical sense of coming home when we drove from Southern California for my interview at CSL Tahoe-Truckee a year ago. We have come home. The dream of a spiritual center that serves our community and is also a hub connected with the world as an online community and retreat center, hybrid if you will, grows increasingly stronger and more real in my heart in our collective experience. We are joined by old and new spiritual seekers, new families, new teachers, new leaders, and new musicians. People are feeling loved and supported. Lives are transforming. Spirit is in this place. And so I take time every day to begin by listening to my heart. I stay on the clear path rather than veering off into the brambles. I am so grateful to be alive and to be here living this dream. Our last slide, Joaquin. And so in the Science of Mind textbook, Ernest Holmes has said, "We came from life and are in life. We are one with life, and we know that instinctive life within, which has brought us to that point of self-recognition, still knows in us the reason for all things, the purpose underlying all things. And we know that there is nothing in us of fear, doubt, or confusion which can hinder the flow of reality to the point of our recognition. We are guided daily by divine intelligence into paths of peace, wherein the soul recognizes its source and meets it in joyful union and complete at-one-ment." Thank you, Joaquin. And so, when you're in the midst of something crazy going on, stop thinking about the difficulty, whatever it is, and think about God instead. It's like taking a coin and you're looking at the difficulty and you flip it over to the other side where the answer is there. Focus on the evidence of the positive changes that are happening everywhere. Where your attention is, there you are. That is what grows in your life. Empower only what you want to co-create in your life with Spirit, not the things that you do not want. One with God is a majority. Trust, and the path is made clear. Let's take this to prayer. And so as I enjoy this beautiful sunny day, approaching this day of remembrance on Memorial Day, I remember. I remember to take time to be still, to remember that God is all there is, past, present, and future, in all people and all things. And I allow my heart to open and connect with the One, to feel the wholeness, to feel the truth of who I am, to feel the joy of simply being alive. And I release all the anger, the fear, the needing to succeed against all odds, all the shoulds, all the musts. I release all the feelings of overwhelm, of confusion, of thoughts swirling around my head. I release the stress of trying to force a decision to decide between all of these confusing thoughts. And instead, I relax into spirit and I let go. I connect with my heart. I move into a state of at one-ment. And so it is like the dawning of a new day. And into my consciousness, I hear the voice of Spirit telling me, you are loved beyond measure. You are a cherished part of me. You are part of the divine expression of divine love and wisdom on earth. Follow this light within you. Your path is now clear. And I awaken to that path. Knowing this truth, peace and calm settle over my whole being, soothing my heart. I let go and I let God be my guide. I dream of how life can be whole and rise to a higher level of existence that flows into my awareness. A dream that has been silently waiting for me to see it, to accept it as my own. Together with Spirit, we co-create this dream, our heart's desire. I am listening to my heart. My path is clear. How grateful I am to be alive, to be a part of manifesting this dream. How grateful I am that my path is clear, free of brambles and side roads. Life is joyous. Thank you, Father, Mother, God. And together we say, and so it is. And so now we get to hear Chad Wilkins once more. And this is a song with his band.
The power of love, the power of love. The power of love will turn the world around. The power of love, the power of love. The power of love will turn the world around. The power of love, the power of love. The power of love will turn the world around. The power of love, the power of love. The power of love will turn the world around. Love, the power of love, the power of love will turn the world around. The power of love, the power of love, the power of love will turn the world around. The power of love, the power of love, the power of love will turn the world around. The power of love, the power of love, the power of love will turn the world. And only one way. One way, only one way, only world comes, all that we will remember is, did we fend for ourselves or did we stick together? We will forget all our inconsequential concerns, and we will eat the fruit of the lessons we've learned. The power of love, the power of love, the power of love will turn the world around. The power of love, the power of love, the power of love will turn the world around. The power of love, the power of love, the power of love will turn the world around. The power of love, the power of love, the power of love will turn the world around. This is how we will bring a change. This is how we will motivate. This is how we will bring a change. This is how we will motivate. Just like that junior king who had a dream and dared to speak it. Just like that bold Mahatma Satyagraha Ahimsa. This is how we will bring a change. This is how we will motivate. This is how we will bring a change. This is how we will motivate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The power of love, the power of love, the power of love will turn the world around. The power of love, the power of love, the power of love will turn the world around. The power of love, the power of love, the power of love will turn the world around. The power of love, the power of love, the power of love will turn the world around. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ro-do-do-do, hey-oh, hey-oh. You live shows me what you believe. So if you believe in love, then love is what I should see. So take my heart and break it open like a coconut, and let the world sit in a circle and pass it around, and drink up my love from this coconut shell cup. Drink up my love, drink up my love, drink up my love. Drink up my love, 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 drink up my love. The power of love, the power of love, the power of love will turn the world around. The power of love, the power of love, the power of love will turn the world around. The power of love, the power of love, the power of love will turn the world around. The power of love, the power of love, the power of love will turn the world around.
Thank you, Chad.
Mhm.
The power of love. You know, with living, when we listen to our heart with our heart wide open, open like a coconut, as he put it. You know, that's the love that will change the world. So perfect for this morning. So I see we're running long this morning between the internet drop at the beginning and our great musician. So I'm going to kind of speed through some things this morning. But next is our time for our prosperity affirmation.
Mhm. Coming right up.
So if you would all repeat with me. I gratefully and joyfully share my offering, which flows from God, my infinite source. My gift blesses this center and all who are guided, healed, and empowered by its activities. All I share with life returns to me, blessed and multiplied. Next slide. So we're really grateful that everyone is continuing to support our center during this time when we've switched over to this online format. And so we have this virtual offering basket. There's plenty of ways to donate that you can follow through. And let's just move quickly into our offertory song, just a couple of verses.
Got it.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source.
So as we take our offerings that we've giving this morning or sending in the mail, however they're coming, we are grateful for the prosperity in our lives that they represent. The many gifts and blessings that we have from God of all kinds. We are grateful for them. We gladly share them with the center and with the world, knowing that it is part of that law of circulation that keeps it moving around and supporting all of life everywhere, breathing in and breathing out, giving and receiving. Thank you, Father, Mother, God. And so it is. Okay. So if you're a first-time visitor, we especially want to welcome you here to our center and thank you for spending your time with us. You can go on our website and send us a message in the chat and ask to be placed on the mailing list for our beautiful weekly constant contact email that we sent out. It has links to all of the different activities that are going on in our center. And we also, you can find those links now on the Facebook page and some of them on the website too, I think, for the Sunday service, right? Now, the next slide for our announcements. We'd like to invite you to remember to invite your family and friends to join us. So wherever they are, in the next room or across the driveway or in the next state or on the other side of the world, they're free to join us on Sunday mornings or listen to us at their convenience in the replay. It's available on Monday morning. Next slide. So we also have some exciting talks and planned for the future. For the last Sunday of May, Jenny and Jesse from the Dead Winter Carpenters are going to be joining us next week. They're a popular local group. We're excited about having them. And they're going to be accompanied by our guest speaker. I get a Sunday off, yay. And it's Linda Arneson is going to be the speaker. She's a ministerial student from CSL Reno. And she's a very energetic, wonderful speaker. So I know that you're going to enjoy her a lot. She'll be finishing up our series on listening to the heart. In June, we begin our new series, which is on mindfulness for Mavericks. So we've got some good ideas there. Next slide. So the YouTube videos, the replay of our Sunday talks are on YouTube, and you can find them also on our Facebook page and on our website. Next slide. So we're staying home with the governor's directive to stay home, but you can still start your day with a daily meditation with our practitioners each morning at 8:30 on Zoom for half an hour, Monday through Saturday. And they do a great job. They take turns each day, and it's a wonderful day to start your day with a positive outlook, centered in spirit, aligning heart and mind. Next slide. So all of our classes are on Zoom. The Thursday meditation that Mary and Penny leads, Course of Love on Friday. This Friday it's going to be a Course in Love, and on Saturday morning it's Ned D'Angios and the Course in Miracles. And these classes all give you a chance to have a deep, in-depth discussion. You know, you don't need to prepare in advance, other than having a book. And but really, they talk about, you know, what's coming up, and the conversation can be quite in-depth and lively, and whatever you think is welcome, right? The next slide. So the Cozy Couch series continues. Tonight it's J.D. Martin and Jan Garrett. The link is on in our constant contact, which you can also find on Facebook. Next weekend we have Jenna Stanfield, Amy Bishop. One of my favorites is on Saturday, and Sunday night will be Stowe Good. Right, next slide. And so now we're at the end, and we have our own musician rather than Karen Drucker is going to be playing for us this morning, so we can look and see each other's faces while he plays. I'm going to put it on stop the screen share.
Okay. Let's do that.
There we go.
Awesome. Okay, we can go on gallery view. Hey everybody, let's give this a shot, okay? You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of the face of God.
So if we're coming to the end, we have as our affirmation comes up, you can stay on afterwards, and for our hospitality time, we'll unmute everyone so we can share and have a little bit of time.
Church, he would have had an income, because I don't know where he went, but.
Hi, Ned.
Hey, Ned.
Hey.
Hey, Ned. We're gonna
Yes.
Well, we're gonna do the affirmation next, and then we'll be time to share. So we need a slide, Joaquin.
Okay, what's the slide? The final slide. There it is. It's the hidden slide.
Here we go. Here we go. So if you would repeat after me, I trust and allow the divine wisdom within me.
I trust and allow divine wisdom within me
Guide my
To
decisions.
guide my decisions
to guide my decisions
and to light my path.
and to light my path.
I follow its lead.
I follow its lead.
And so it is.
So it is.
All right. All right. Now we can stop the screen share and we will open it up.
Ooh. Hi, Miss Jerry. Jerry. Hey, Jerry. Hi.
Yeah. So it's nice to hear your voice, Ned.
Thank you.
Nancy. I'm here. And I hear dogs barking.
Oh, yes.
I can hear my cat meowing too. He wants to join in the party. He's gonna get on my lap right now.
Thank you, everyone. It's so
Thank
great
you.
to see
Thank
you.
you.
Joaquin, that was good. The face
Was
of
that-
God that you sang.
Oh, thanks. Cool.
That was
That
good.
was well.
Good. We could do
Who's
that.
that?
We could do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Ned, I feel like I can smell your soup.
Unfortunately, I don't have any right now, but thank you.
She's
I
been
know.
jumping for soup for days, Ned.
Yeah.
Gonna have Sunday. Send some of that scent wafting our way.
Yeah. Well, it might be the split pea soup with ham that we have in our kitchen that Michael made.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Ooh.
Yum, yum.
Soul food where I come from. Ooh.
Hey, everyone, have a great day.
Thank you.
Well, Brenda, thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Thank you
Bye,
for
Brenda.
meditating. Yes.
Bye, everybody. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda.
And Pam.
Oh, go
Thank
ahead.
you.
Maureen,
Yes,
to
sir.
this lady next to Rick.
Yeah.
That's Michael's sister
Ah.
in Sacramento.
Oh.
Yeah.
Been joining us for all the meditations.
Oh, good. Whose sister is it?
Michael.
His little sister. I'm baby sister Maureen. I'm Maureenie Beanie.
This is Jerry Meyer. I was trying to tell her
Hi.
who you were.
Sorry, I was late. I had to go over to Mom's. Mom fell last night.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
gosh.
Mm.
Yeah, but I think she's sort of okay. It's hard to tell. We'll see later in the day how she's doing. At least it doesn't look like she broke anything, but she's
boy.
moving very slowly. But the good news is I think she's mostly going to be okay. I hope.
Good. We
We
know
hope.
that.
But she couldn't get up, so it's a
Uh-oh.
good thing I only live 3 miles away.
Mm.
Yeah, good. Was she able to call you then?
Yes, but she waited 2 hours before she called me. She's so independent. She wanted to try and get up herself, and she finally was too exhausted. I told her next time she doesn't have to wait so long. She was glad I hadn't gone. I was still wearing my clothes. I went over there and I helped her get ready for bed. I put her to bed. I got to become the mama.
Reverse roles.
Get her in her PJs and let her pee and get her in her bed and tuck her in and get her a glass of water. Yeah. So
Nice.
yeah. So she slept in a little this morning, and I made sure I went over this morning and made sure.
Don't worry about that.
So I think she's good, and I'll be checking on her later. Thank you.
Mm.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think a lot of our members are out.
Well, I guess I didn't stir up Adam, did I?
Yeah.
Right.
Michael.
Yeah.
Good today.
I know we're going to get out and take a walk.
Mm.
Yeah.
Beautiful day
Beautiful.
for it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful here too.
Gonna be warmer, Maureen, right?
Oh yeah, but in West Sacramento, you get the evening breeze. So even when it was 80 last night, it felt like it was 72. It was a very cool 80. It was beautiful.
Nice.
Mhm.
And Friday night they had a concert again on the lake. Some people on the other side of the lake, they have some live musicians and they have a concert over there, and I just get to.
What lake is that?
It's
Wonderful.
in West Sacramento.
Ah,
Nice.
nice.
Right. Ned, how are you celebrating?
I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Who is that?
Ned.
Oh, hi, Ned.
Hey, how are you, Miss Jerry?
I'm warm and breathing.
Well, I guess that's a minimum.
We'll bring it up during the day.
Good, good.
We are so happy to see you both.
Yeah.
Great to be on board.
Thank you, Carol, for making that happen.
Yes.
I've been
Yes.
wanting her to get in on this, and now she's so surprised she could see everybody.
I know, it's like, this is a miracle.
Yeah. It's like this, the center is still real. As someone, one of the ministers, Maureen Hoyt, she said that church is open, it's the building that's closed.
Yeah.
Good comment.
Right.
Good.
Well, bless you all. I do need to run, but I just want to say have a wonderful, wonderful
Okay,
day.
have a wonderful day, Rick.
Love you.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Stay, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Hi, Marie.
Bye, honey. Nice to see you, honey.
Absolutely.
Have a good day.
Take care.
You too. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Well, that was special. see what it'll be.